What if I told you that waking up once, twice, or even 3 times every night to use the bathroom is not just part of aging and not something you have to accept? If you're over 65 and your sleep keeps breaking in the middle of the night, this is not a small inconvenience. It slowly drains your energy, your focus, and your spirit. You go back to bed. Sleep doesn't return the same way it left. And morning comes with a quiet exhaustion that coffee can't fix. You may have already tried everything, drinking less water in the evening, cutting caffeine, going to bed earlier, and yet, night after night, the same thing happens. Stay with me for a few minutes, because tonight I'm going to show you a gentle 3-minute nightly ritual. No pills, no machines, no side effects. That helps calm the bladder and restore deep sleep naturally. And before the end, I'll show you exactly how to do it, step by step. Let us begin with something almost no one explains clearly. The real reason you are waking up at night is not always because your bladder is full. Very often, it's a false alarm. As we age, the nerves connected to the bladder become more sensitive. The signal between your bladder and your brain loses precision. Your brain interprets a small sensation as urgency, even when there is very little urine present. That signal pulls you out of your deepest stage of sleep, the stage where your body repairs itself, your memory consolidates, and your nervous system resets. This is why many seniors wake up feeling foggy, unsteady, or sore, even if they technically slept enough hours. The sleep was fragmented, interrupted, incomplete. And here is the important part. This miscommunication is not permanent. Our nervous system can be retrained. Your bladder is closely linked to the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest, digestion, and recovery. When that system is calm, bladder signals quiet down. When it is overstimulated, your body stays in a state of alert, even while sleeping. That's why stress, tension, and shallow breathing often make nighttime urination worse. And that's also why this ritual works. Not by forcing the bladder to hold more, but by telling your nervous system that it is safe to rest. And the beautiful part is this: you don't need equipment, medication, or complicated routines. You already have what you need: your hands, your breath, and 3 quiet minutes. In a moment, I'll show you the exact point on the body that helps calm these false signals and prepares your system for deep sleep. But first, it's important to understand where this point is and why it has been used for centuries to restore balance in the body. That's where the ritual begins. Now that you understand why these nighttime awakenings happen, let me gently show you what to do about it. This ritual is not about force. It is not about controlling the bladder. It is about calming the system that triggers the false signal in the first place. There is a specific point on the body, located 3 fingers below the navel, right at the center of the lower abdomen. In traditional Eastern medicine, this area has long been associated with balance, grounding, and internal calm. In Western science, it is closely connected to the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic nervous system, the same system responsible for deep rest and recovery. When this area is gently stimulated, the body receives a simple message: it is safe to relax. Here is how to do the ritual. About 30 minutes before bedtime, after your evening routine, find a quiet and comfortable space. The room does not need to be dark, but the light should be soft and warm. Sit on your bed or lie down comfortably, placing a small cushion under your knees if that feels better. Rub your palms together for a few seconds, just enough to warm them. Then place one hand gently over your lower abdomen, right below the navel. Begin moving your palm in slow, clockwise circles. 1 gentle circle per second, no pressure, no rushing. The movement should feel almost nurturing, the same way you might soothe a child's stomach at the end of a long day. As you do this, breathe slowly through your nose and out through your mouth. Let the breath be steady and unforced. Imagine each exhale telling your body, you can rest now. Continue for 3 minutes. That's it. No stretching, no effort, no discomfort. This simple motion helps quiet the overactive signals between the bladder and the brain. Studies from South Korea and Japan have shown that gentle abdominal massage at this exact point can reduce nighttime urination by up to 30 to 40% in older adults. Sleep improves, anxiety lowers, bladder signals become calmer and less urgent. Even institutions like the Mayo Clinic recognize abdominal massage as a supportive, natural approach for managing overactive bladder symptoms, especially in seniors who want to avoid medication side effects. This is not superstition. It is not guesswork. It is the nervous system responding to consistent, gentle reassurance. And beyond science, there is something deeply human about it. This kind of self-care existed long before modern medicine had names for nerves and systems. It comes from listening to the body instead of fighting it. Now let me show you what this looks like in real life. Not in a study, but in the quiet routine of someone who was once waking up night after night just like you. Let me tell you about Ellen. Ellen is 75 years old. She lives alone in a small cottage in the English countryside. For years, she believed that waking up 2 or 3 times every night was simply the price of growing older. There was no pain, no illness, just that familiar pressure that pulled her out of sleep again and again. She tried everything, stopping water after dinner, cutting caffeine, going to bed earlier. Nothing changed. What frustrated her most wasn't the walk to the bathroom, it was what happened afterward. She would return to bed wide awake, staring at the ceiling, waiting for sleep that never came back the same way. By morning, she wasn't just tired, she felt worn down, as if her nights were slowly stealing her days. When she first learned about this ritual, she was skeptical. 3 minutes felt almost too gentle to matter. She didn't expect a solution, she only hoped for a little relief. The first night, nothing dramatic happened. The second night, she noticed something subtle. When she woke up once, her body felt calmer. She returned to sleep faster. By the 4th night, she woke up only once. By the 7th night, she slept through until morning. Not because her bladder disappeared, not because her body became younger, but because her nervous system had finally learned that it didn't need to sound the alarm anymore. Today, Ellen still wakes up early, but now it is by choice, not by urgency. She says something very simple that matters deeply: I feel rested again. Not just in my body, but in myself. And this is the part most people miss. This ritual is not about eliminating age. It is about restoring rhythm. When the body feels safe, sleep deepens. When sleep deepens, healing returns. And when healing returns, the nights stop interrupting the days. Before you try this, remember a few small details. Do not perform this massage right after eating. Let digestion settle first. The ideal time is about 30 minutes before bed. Your environment matters. Soft lighting, quiet air, no rushing. This is not something you do to your body. It is something you do with it. 3 minutes, warm hands, slow breath, gentle movement. That is the entire ritual. Tonight, before you close your eyes, give yourself those 3 quiet minutes. Not as a test, not as a demand, but as a promise. Because sleep is not a luxury, it is your body's medicine. And for many seniors, it is the one medicine that has been missing. Not because it was unavailable, but because it was forgotten. If this brings you even a small sense of peace, remember one thing: your body is not broken. It has simply been waiting to be spoken to in a language it understands. Warmth, calm, consistency. That is how the nights grow quiet again.